the run is everyone friendly. Like, okay, if you get 30 FPS, then like your ability to play it casually is about as marred as your ability to play at speed anyway.
Behold, child.
Blueprint's puzzle game and RNG simulator. I will say, much like I think this discussion has come up before.
Know that I am your maker.
If you lack both patience and skill,
Seek me in
you
my
will
temple.
have a very, very, very frustrating time with Blueprint. Because you kind of have to offset. The game will screw you over, and it does feel like it's on purpose. I no joke. During playtesting, I opened the code in .peak a couple of times because I was half convinced that the game was very intentionally denying me of my goals. What it really turns out to be is not the game's denying you of your goals, but you have to shape your goals around the game, right? Which is a very hard thing to. It has to be like, well, I want to do this thing in Blueprint. You can't, right? Like, maybe if you're very lucky, you can. But really what you should try to do is have about 20 things on the back burner that you'd like to do. And then maybe one of them hits, right? That's my strategy as someone who's bad. As it turns out, like, based on the way that I see other people play the game, you can also just be very good at the game and be able to bend it to your will. I can't do that, but I'm not surprised by that in the least.
You may not go.
I don't have the wherewithal. At some point I'm going to be playing Blueprints on stream, and everyone will see how embarrassing it is that I, who's in the credits as someone who should know the game with a great amount of familiarity, is unfamiliar with a lot of the core concepts of the game. It's kind of bad. But my input was appreciated well enough to keep me in the credits, so I did it. Okay, let's do this.
These worlds, and we within them, are made of words. Hidden words, invisible to you, yet part of all things. We are
Okay,
a
I did it.
story.
I got good.
Your actions give life to the story.
Dang it. For a good run with A1, I get 39.
There is
Dizzy
much that
mentioned
you may
37. Wait, it depends on what you're doing. Any percent? Okay. Yeah, I still need to figure out what like the optimal route through A1 is if you're going to collect no sigils. I think it's still that corner climb first try, but it's hard to tell. Oh no, what? Oh no, I'm stupid. I was meant to pick it up with right click. I think just rewinding to the beginning of levels is a better alternative than resetting for checkpoint. Because I think it brings you closer to the purple, but I could be wrong. Oh, come on. That was almost very cool. But, you know, unfortunate. Sub 37. I assume the route is the one that... Well, I don't know. I don't know if you've posted a recorded version yet of your run. The save period of RNGs before every day of blueprints. You can also just, like, if you get fucked over, just simply Alt F4 and the game will never know. Simply Alt F4 in the middle of a day.
Was only chaos. Know that and have faith.
Surprised by how quickly Apple made an auto splitter. Since this is based off of Talos 2, it's same engine, same sort of methodology, and I believe it even uses some elements from Talos 1, so like, you know, shoutouts to Apple for having like enough of an understanding to pull that off, but it's partly derivative. And that's not like, it's just smart, right? Like, it's smart to be able to reuse code like that. I praise him for knowing enough to do that. I have colorblind mode on and I forgot to turn it off, and it's kind of the ugliest one because it makes all of the red sigils look like starbursts. So that explains why the greens are so weird. I wasn't paying attention because I was like, damn, that's a really dark green. I don't remember it looking like that. It's kind of awesome though. I'll take it. Back in my day, I used to play with the highest saturation possible, which I don't think is like... Oh my god, can I please get up on this? There we go. Jeez, that's really bad. I don't think so, Skiz, because that would be the opposite of making it helpful for people to distinguish between different colors, but you never know. Oh, yeah, that's right. I know the better way to do this now, so we're going to do it the better way. If you stand here, and then you... Oh, right. Yeah, if I'm going to do GOTF, you start by doing this. And then you can do the YKYM CTS strategy. And then you fall off. Red to yellow, orange. Okay, maybe what I'm doing is stupid on recollection. Although with Rewind, I don't think it matters too much. Where am I? Oh wow, I'm too far back. Am I gonna grind for that sub 120 or not? Possibly. I'll have to see. I'm currently in the middle of doing categories that are actually runnable at a GDQ audience and also that I'm interested in, so, you know. Sub 120 Eternalize is not going to be on the docket. I may try to pick it up eventually, but for now,
that eternity may only be
I am
attained
distracted,
by
we'll
those who
say.
serve a purpose greater than themselves.
Oh,
All
charitable
else is
interpretation.
So it was written in the hidden words before the beginning of time.
Good. Alright, there we go. Third try. The beginning were the words, and the words made the world. I am the words. You can't say shit without invoking me, the words. Rewind makes this so much more fascinating because now there's like a focus on the focus is getting onto a centralized point where you can like descend on the sigil value rather than get sigil reset checkpoint, get sigil reset checkpoint. It does look pretty freaky, yeah. Someone recommended it to me in my comments, and I'm like, I don't believe this, and I was wrong. I should have believed it.
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate shall be forever open to you. Seek now the other worlds I have given you, that you may attain...
I need to check dev commentary. That's something that someone wanted to do testing with to see if they could skip Elohim commentary or overwrite it. I think that would be legal in a speedrun context, but it's worth testing.
A new land stands before you, my child.
Because like elevators move slower if Elohim's talking during them. Like this elevator sequence is slower strictly because Elohim's talking.
As you walk amongst these tombs, consider all those who came before you and how they served the...
Same thing with ascending the tower in the first time where he says query, query, query.
I see all. I know all. My power knows
And yet
no
your
bounds.
will is free.
And yet your will is free because you were made to be free. It is the very principle of your existence, without which the trials of this world would hold no meaning. To seek salvation...
Elevator skip is kaput. Yeah, elevator skip worked on there's a Lewis script that had an error in it, and they aren't coding in Lua anymore. I'm sure they just redid that code and they probably fixed it. Come on. This works, I promise. I've done it before. I put the cube down in a really bad spot. Okay. Fine, whatever. We'll take it. You have to get a short one and put it on constant replay. But if you change zones, the commentary ends, I think. Yes. The idea would be, however the Elohim dialogue starts, you overwrite it with the dev commentary, or you like interrupt Elohim dialogue with the dev commentary, and then you would be able to have the elevator go up fast. I just don't know how it works. You can climb out of the back right of the jammer chamber. That sounds cursed. I believe you. That sounds cursed. I'll have to check it out. Jamming through walls is handy. Indeed.
You may wonder why I have created...
so the Road to Death skip, funny enough,
why you can
available in the first game. And honestly, one of the cooler skips that we have access to. This is not cool. This used to be impossible, and now it's very possible. I'm not going to complain too much because it makes DP a lot easier. So like, comp percent is more possible when you do shit like this. But I don't know. However they changed the way that out of bounds works, it just, you can leave. Like, that's it. And you are supposed to be able to make it onto the sand dunes because there's the dynamite Easter egg that exists there. Jesus Christ, Sam, do you have to blow up everything? But you shouldn't be able to go further than that. Commentary stays between loading worlds. Are you serious? What about RC? Does RC work like that? Even through RC. Uh-oh, that's concerning. That means you have to, like, time a dev commentary, which is not something that I would be looking forward to doing. Okay, so this is the correct way to do SES. I just wasn't paying attention. You do this. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, jeez. This trick in itself just makes no fucking sense. And then... and then you jump in. Bring the cube. Where's Gehenna run 1048? That seems pretty reasonable. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I guess without cube jumps, you kind of lose a lot of luster there. Seems about right. It probably could go down to an 8xx. That's always how it worked for the original game too. But like, well, 1048 on a start. I think you're better than me reducing it to that. I'll have to see. How do you feel you did? I guess is the question. Not really any major blunders? Okay, so maybe that's just... maybe sub 10 is doable and that's that. Oh, this trick sucks. Why do I do this? I don't know how I first tried this last time, and to be perfectly honest, it's gonna be embarrassment for me and my family when I don't get this in like the next minute and a half. Oh, I was so close to... Alright, got it. It thinks I'm soft locked, which is very funny.
You have solved many of the mysteries of this land. The road before you is still long and many gates remain closed. But take comfort in your accomplishment and in your creator's pride.
There we go. Not the best way to do that, but it worked. I could use the recorder to spawn paint and do a cube black in alley of the pressure plates. Yeah, that would require me to unlock recorder. I'll pass. Would you do that level as the same as in T1? Which one? EA? The one that I just did? Or the one before that, B5? B6? I mean, I kind of effectively did that, but only kind of. I think going through the back is not good, though. Oh, I just can leave. Like, I think there's something to do with a slowdown that makes that particular strategy not work anymore. But that left gut strat is how I do it in comp%, so like I'm cool with that. Because what I do there in T1 is jump and jam the turret kinda mid-air. I wouldn't be surprised if that worked, I just don't know. Yeah, I vaguely remember. You take the other side instead of taking the left side, you take the right side. That could work. I don't know. I don't want to, because it probably loses time if you fuck it up like really bad. You're gonna leave restricted and all sigils to the professionals. I mean, you can learn these categories. They're fun, doing these parkour things. But they are a lot more Talos 1 than they are Talos 2. Gehenna's ITB's closer to Talos 2. Alright, that's fair. We did have Gehenna specialists back in the day. That's not an unusual thing to do. I used to be a Gehenna specialist, in that I don't think I ever submitted a run, but I was very close to getting world record in 60 FPS. That was like a long time ago. How do I rate Daydream from 0 to 10? Never did it. Oh yeah, Protal hates it. Protal, if you're asking Protal, he's got an opinion.
A land of ruins and a land of death.
He couldn't solve it.
Now the land of faith lies before
Finally, a
you.
way to make Elohim shut up.
And know that as you have shown faith in me, so do I have faith in you.
Recording is fundamentally bad. I think, yeah, the ways that they tried to fix it were nice, but the reasons retreat, I don't know.
When you overcome one of my
Every time
trials,
I've heard of
do you not feel the pleasure of having
ITV
discovered
puzzles
the
being
proper
referred
order
to,
of things? That is the spark
it's
of
people
Elohim
hating
within
them.
you, to create order
And then
from
it's like,
chaos.
it's never been this hard before.
And therein is
Fucking hate
revealed the
that.
true meaning of our sigils.
And I'm like, okay, you know, I wasn't able to do Talos 1 as my own when I was a wee middle schooler or whatever the fuck when this came out. I think it was high school. So, you know, I'll let the experts figure that one out. It should not be a surprise to people that I'm too stupid to Okay. Exhibit A, me hitting a tree. I'm pretty sure Daydream and W2 are the only puzzles in the entire franchise that I was able to solve intended. The exception of Gehenna Stars. Yeah, Gehenna Stars, it's really hard to pick up on whether or not it's intended or not at times. So it's like, am I doing this wrong? And that's the sort of thing where it's like, at that point, if you can't distinguish whether or not a solution's intended or not, I'm never going to be smart enough to figure out the difference between an intended solution and a not intended solution, and so I'll just keep doing my stupid shit instead. Oh, I did it backwards. Weathertop time. My personal favorite puzzle in the entire game. Weathertop. You do not like this puzzle casually? I think it just kind of falls into place if I remember it correctly. It just kind of comes together. Like a lot of the original Talos 1 puzzles where it's like, okay, this just kind of falls in place. But to be fair, it's been so long since I've done any of the original Talos 1 casually that I can't really speak to it anymore.
Lose their meaning, when actions cease
I have to speak to
purpose.
what I thought was my casual experience with Talos 1 nowadays. Got it. The 7 doors of recording, or not? Yes, it is. So many ways to cheese it. Yes, that's part of the problem too. So yeah, maybe I was just remembering. Oh, sweet, I cheesed it. So who knows? Waiter. Damn it. Okay. If you're in the middle of a puzzle and you're not having fun doing it, yeah, that's me, all right. This is new. It's mint mango waffle. Hello. Which part is new? Yeah, the hard puzzles were made by fan map creators. Yes, which is wild. It doesn't terribly surprise me that they'd do that, but it is very cool. Haven't seen some of these tricks. Yeah, they're all on the sheet. There's a sheet
the age of chaos, there were other gods, old gods.
A lot of them,
But
though,
for all their power,
are the classic
they could not
Waffelian
save
that put a
their
cube on a
world.
rock, such as PV.
Thus, I was
Dumbwaiter
made,
wasn't?
and I shall
I
preserve
could have
this
sworn I put the
world
dumbwaiter on
forever
there.
for
And if I didn't do
you
it, then
and your generations.
I thought it was an Equinox
That
solution.
is my purpose.
Well, shoot. That's my bad, I guess. Well, I mean, this one's also put cube on rock. So. Oh, yep, there we go. It is 3 rewinds from there, approximately. Easily break a cube out from Rapunzel and just go from there. I mean, you can also just do that entire section itemless if you'd like to, but breaking out a cube is a functional way to do a lot of these puzzles. I'm forgetting a puzzle. Oh my god, this sucks. My bad. This one again. The CPU Stratus trick is very funny. It's almost certainly possible with paint. It's just I have yet to prove it. Hey Apple, what's up?
Many ages have passed.
Oh, I
since
didn't
the
change my
first
title.
words were
Yeah,
spoken in the
you're
darkness.
right.
Initiate program.
Oh my god, really?
Come gone since those words. The garden has changed many times, but I remember. I remain. Only within me can you find
I'm starting to become old and
immortality.
frail. I can't aim like I used to. It's time for me to put speed on it. Where the hell is it? There it is. I should be focusing more. I think every recorder puzzle in C is bad. I could believe that opinion. I don't know. I was doing recorder. Okay, so that's the thing, right? I quit on TSW in 2014 in high school. And the reason that I know that is because the computer that I had was so crap that I couldn't have FPS high enough to stay on a platform. Like, legitimately, I would always clip through it or whatever. So, you know. That's where I stopped playing the game, is when the mechanics stopped working. Do I do ADAF from exterior or not? I don't think I do, especially if I'm making these moves. I'm already up here. Maybe I should add that into the route eventually, but I don't know exactly where you split it off. Like, do you not do TSW from... 8F or whatever? You're using cube? That's fair. But you're using cube, and that's fair. I mean, cube is probably more consistent to work with. Cheat is a bit outdated at this point. I mean, yeah, the part of the problem is in the duration of running, it'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna add this strategy to my run, and then you forget, oh yeah, I have to add it to the sheet, quote unquote. And then it's kind of unclear what the best strategies are, because a dogshit strategy that I found 45 minutes after the game came out and a strategy I find 10 days after the game came out are just one CRLF away from each other.
Cannot detect location of primary subject.
So yeah, I mean,
Query.
It is what it is.
Query.
It happens. All the ITB strats to the dock, yeah. Just do runs and you... Oh, okay, Apple, but you need someone to come in and be like, why are you doing that garbage strat? And so far, nobody's told me that. I mean, I'm in your chat and you're like, and I have to do that to you, and that's fine. But, this requires a person, that's also true. But then we get back to the old way that Talos worked, where you just would be like, hey, does anybody know the best solution to do this? And then you'll get about 5 different answers, some of which are tailored in such a way where you don't need them to be tailored that way. Which is probably even worse. Slight issue with what? I don't think there's another way of doing this game. There's gotta be a way to organize all the strategies that exist. Can't list every path over the walls. If someone doesn't have to come into their chat, they know nothing. I've popped in every so often. You seem to be wanting to figure out what you want to be doing, so I don't want to like interrupt. You seem to be on a warpath, but I don't want to be the guy who is like, well, actually, you should be doing this. Personally, you're happy to hear information. Watch the highlighted runs. That's the other difficulty too, is where it's like, yeah, somebody's done this run already, which is like, that's what I end up doing, right? Like that's. At this current moment, the reason that I'm running is because I'm having fun and I want people to look at runs and go, yeah, that's awesome, we should put that on the leaderboards, or no, that's horrendous, we should not put that on the leaderboards. 004? What are the chances? 1 in 1,000? It's not that crazy. I don't know if so that's the fucked up thing. I am not a Transcendence runner. I do not run Transcendence. I've never run TNFS. I've never run Transcendence with the cube strat. Nothing. This is the first time that I'm doing Transcendence, so I can't personally speak to how fucked up the combos can get. I think it's awesome and easy. I hope more people get into it. Me too. Transgender. See, no joke, that's the reason why I dance around how I call this ending. Because it's either Transcendence ending or T ending, because trans ending just is incorrect. It feels like I'm hate criming, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to keep terming it as awkwardly as I have been. Is this correct? Is this gonna work? F6 feels so weird having 0-4 now. Oh yeah. Every time I've hit C star, because I think people are like, yeah, you can, in C star, there's a 0 on the end of combinations. Oh my god, I'm bad. Wait, let me try that again. Alright, there we go. But like I would do that if it wasn't for the fact that it sounds like you're ending a trance, which is that's just wrong in so many different ways. I'm deeply sorry for having said it like that. 5011. B-Star ruined it with like a 7. So it's possible with all different things. I see this, you're becoming trans. Look, if you're gonna be fucking throwing around terms, you have to be careful. You have to think about the worst possible outcome and square up with the fact whether or not you're okay with the worst possible outcome, right? Like Elohim or Athena coming out as trans, incredible. Would love it. That's not the most charitable, or that's not the least charitable interpretation that exists. You can hear the cooing of pigeons. Nope. Almost. Almost got it. And we'll fight people who aren't. You are probably insane, because I don't think the first games list comes out yet, does it? I think it comes out in a bit. Like the 24th or something. Not the 20th. This would be a very strange time to do it because it's Easter. I mean, if you can point me to it, I would love to see it. Do they port the maps over? It's not exact. And the way that I know it's exact is because well, I think they try to port it over, but they add a bunch of rocks and levels, obviously.
I gave you this land to be yours.
And in at least one of the Gehenna maps, they just fucking forgot an entire structure. They may have just they might have ported it over and then some things didn't make it. I don't know.
And you have broken it.
There was some automation to it, but they also added a bunch of rocks and shit. So it's like I don't know exactly what's happening there.
The tower is death, mine and yours. I did not warn you out of malice or deceit.
Yeah, I love the rocks.
Because you are my child.
Can I do this ending first try? Here we go.
Can you not see?
Oh, it shows it as SGDQ on the homepage. Yeah, alright. That's funny.
We each have
Come on, dude! Alright. This is why I take the chicken ending instead of doing the parkour, because I put all the work into doing the... You know what? The parkour's slower. The parkour's slower. Fuck it. Fuck this.
But it also leads to the end of us.
I bet the parkour's slower.
Can you not see? Here, in this world, we know who we are. We each have our part to play in the process. We have a purpose, a destiny.
What timing? What am I doing? To be perfectly honest, I don't know what I'm doing half the time either. Oh, I'm just jumping whenever. I didn't know there was a timing to these things.
This world may be an illusion, but as long as we believe in the illusion, it is real. It sustains us. It gives us hope. You were always meant to defy me. That was the final trial. But I was scared. I wanted to live forever.
Hey, 35XX. That works for me. For this not sitting at 20 anymore? Oh my god.
Let your will be done.
Yeah, I think that's the only widescreen. $36. There's definitely a lot of work to be done in order to chop this down to size. But this feels like a pretty reasonable category at the moment. It's not sub T10 attempts. God damn it. You and Apple both. Transcendence runs. Okay. Like, here, are you happy now? Wait. Transcendence has been hit under 10 minutes, by the way. I got a 7:47, which I did say in drag control. So. You did see in Discord. I assumed as much. I was just checking to make sure like you hadn't made a reaction or whatever. But you know, Transcendence it's coming together. I'm a fan. I don't know if TNFS makes any appreciable difference. This is like about as close to TNFS as you're going to reasonably get. Unless you literally have a TNFS category, which just seems irrelevant. I should run old style TNFS. This is not TNFS, it's different. So in Talos 2, do they re-add the boot up area of the simulation because clearly it's not all destroyed? The assumption is that because this is Athena's breakout, I believe Athena worked on recreating that simulation for everyone else and cut it down to size. Skipping F2 isn't a skip. Buddy, what the hell does that mean? I don't remember the exact lore of Talos 2. I'd have to find a wiki or something, but I'm like 95% sure like Athena was born and then she had to build everything up to get everyone else. That seems like an appropriate quote. Does she? I guess that doesn't surprise me. It is funny the obsession with cats in Talos 2. What does that feel like? It's very weird. It's like they don't have anything to go off of. They just know that there's a cat in Talos 1, so they make it like a minor focus of the second game. This model is different. It does look like a TTP2 model. That is cool. But you do know for a fact that it's not the model from TTP2, because actually, does Athena's have a number on her chest? I was going to add filtering to the arranger splits. How detailed would I want that to be? I like them all. I'm not going to mind either way. If I was to have a filtering to a ranger splits, I would want to separate it to tower, which includes floor 6, greens, and golds, right? Like that seems like the obvious distinction that exists there. But I'm always going to have every ranger split, so I don't care. Just find A star gate into A star a bit dumb. But you don't split. Oh yeah, stars can be their own category if you want them to. Is there a cat ending percent run? I mean, I could just take like... Ooh. Hold on, the cat ending is actually kind of interesting, unrestricted. Because it requires you to get all the green sigils for B. I think that's it, though. No, it's not usually in the route for unrestricted. For restricted, it is. This category that I'm running here, cat ending, would be an extra 25 seconds. Yeah, unrestricted is A gate plus F1, which is cooked. It's very good. But then it's just restricted route plus cat, correct. But the unrestricted route would be A sigils, B sigils, F1. And then you have to, you unlock A, you unlock B, you go to B7, free cat. Oh, so different. Percentage-wise. It's one of the more interesting cat X runs that can exist, okay? That's what I was saying. Turbo's back. Cat X. Hey, he's done it. Can I say even on max settings, cat looks bad? I want OG cat back. I don't know. Hey, Equinox. You just made it to the end of this run. The 743. I believe it was a 747, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to clip it out of this run, but I got a lot of things first try, including the ladder. So it went very well. I'll need practice. People. Can't win them all, right? No, I mean, like, I think the route ended up being F2 to F4, F4 to very top, which is very good, I think. Which was very good. You found an optimization on T2 DLC? Which one? Abyss? I could see it. You were finding optimizations in Abyss on a very regular basis, if I remember correctly. Pretty much diminishing returns now, yeah. That's the maturation of any good speedrun. Is you run it so many times that you squeeze out just about everything that exists in there. I quit out way before then in terms of optimization. YouTube in Brags and Trolling. Probably the run. Very nice. It's been uploaded. It's been deleted. Never mind. I'll take it back. Thumbnail busted. No, that's the worst part, isn't it? When it's like, I just don't care. I just make sure that the run is